Hello everyone, and today we will be talking about PICAR Part 9, which is all about Aircraft Operator Certificate. And for Part 1, we will be talking about the Air Operator Certificate. So what is Air Operator Certificate? It is, issued siya ng CAAP na kailangan ng certification para maka-operate sila sa mga flight, ganun. Sa mga, kung anong gagawin nila sa mga aircraft, ganun. Kasi air operator sila. And kaya nga, kailangan din ng certificate para ma-verify na kung air operator talaga sila. Which is, kailangan yun. And ito, sa air operator certificate na to, may validity lang kung hanggang kailan, no? So, pag wala silang certificate, bawal sila mag-operate sa mga flight operations, at iba pa sa aircraft. So, para naman sa chapter 2, no, which is yung sa aircraft aircraft operator validity ng certificate. So, sa chapter 2 naman, we will be talking about what are the requirements to get the certificate, kung anong mga kailangan dalhin, anong kailangan doon, kung qualified ba yung mga personnel nila bago sila bigyan ng certificate yung specific na taong yon. So, pag nalaman nilang quality yung systems or yung sabi natin na qualified ka for the being an air operator, so bibigyan ka nila ng certificate which is now you have an aircraft operator certificate and it is now valid. So dito nga po titingnan nila kung qualified ka, yung systems nila kung sabihin natin na kung paano kanila kukunin ng anong kailangan nilang skill sa'yo. So sa part 3 naman, pag-uusapan natin dito yung management nga ng aircraft operator, no? So dito pag-uusapan natin dito kung paanong management yung ginagawa nila. Like sabihin natin may weather report sila, may manual sila kung anong kailangan maintenance na gawin, ganon, tsaka kung paano magbasa ng ganito ganyan sa mga flight controls like that. So dun nga sa part 10 na yun, pinag-uusapan dun kung ano yung mga kailangan gawin, kung anong kailangan meron na parang sabihin natin, yun nga, dapat marunong magbasa ng weather, ganun, may mga logbooks ka, o ya alam mo yung mga flight paths, like ganun, na kung kailan yung flight, ganun. So dito naman sa chapter 4 ng part 9 ng PICAR, pinag-uusapan dito yung maintenance, no, kung kailangan nila i-maintain yung aircraft para maging airworthy at maging safe. Tsaka ina-include dito kung alin yung mga kailangan gawin na maintenance, kunwari sa flight controls, ganun, sa airframe, power plant. Dito nakalagay lahat. So bumabase lahat nila sa manual. So yung manual na yon ay syempre pagbabasihan nila para maging airworthy yung aircraft na before flight. So yun nga po, short explanation lang para dun. So para naman sa section 5 ng PICAR, no, dito pinag-uusapan yung security at safety ng mga passengers natin, mga crews at iba pa, kahit yung mga sabihin natin yung mga nagme-maintenance din for safety nila. So dito sa security na to, minamanage yung security, tsaka pina-follow nila yung security protocol sa isang airport or airline na provide ng CAAP din, tsaka under rin siya ng PICAR. So pinag-uusapan dito yung security management, no? Tsaka tinitrain sila sa security kung in case kung may ganito may mangyari, ganun, if something happens. Para naman sa chapter 6, pinag-uusapan yung dangerous goods management. So dito, pinag-uusapan dito kung paano nila hinahandle yung mga dangerous goods, kagaya na lang ng mga packaging, ganun, kung anong dapat gawin. So dito, parang para ma-handle yung dangerous goods, kailangan natin maglagay ng good packaging, tsaka dapat may label din tayo na kunwari fragile, para alam nila kung paano nila handle to. Tsaka syempre yung mga crew na naka-assign dito is trained talaga sila, and train sila at may alam sila kung paano sila mag-handle ng dangerous goods talaga, para maiwasan din yung aksidente, tsaka maiwasan yung sira na pwedeng ika-damage dun sa aircraft. Yun nga guys, para sa last chapter ng which is chapter 7, no, pinag-uusapan dito yung safety management. So yung safety management dito, simple explanation lang, no. Ang safety management dito is yun nga, yung paano nila i-handle yung safety para maiwasan natin yung mga dangerous na risk or hazards na pwedeng mangyari, lalo na sa aircraft natin at sa mga kung saan-saan pa, no? So dito, tinatrain sila kung paano mag-handle ng mga gamit safely. O sabihin natin, para lang maiwasan yung mga ganitong bagay. So tinatrain sila ng mga safety management. So kung paano nila sabihin natin, paano ba to? Sabihin natin na may ganito dito, may gamit dito. So paano natin yan, na hindi mababasag. Kumbaga parang safety lang, management lang na sana hindi mabasag to, ganun. Iniiwasan nila mangyari yun sa mga bagay-bagay. Hindi lang naman sa mga bagay, pati sa mga aircraft. At pati sa mga tao din, tinatrain din nila mga safety management.
Good day everyone. Today I will explain PCAR Part 9 focusing on section 9.1.7 to 9.2.10. Part 9 is about operator certification and administration. This means how airline get permission to operate, how they maintain that permission, how their government checks their safety. This is very important because aviation involves many passengers, expensive aircrafts, and high safety risks, so strict rules are needed. First section is 9.1.7. The continued validity of AOC. The air operator certificate is like a license for airlines, but this license is not permanent. Ano bang ibig sabihin nito? The AOC remains valid only if the airline follows the all aviation laws, maintain safety standards, keep aircraft in good condition, and use trained and qualified staff. The important idea here is even if an airline already has approval, they must continue providing they are safe every day. For example, if an airline skips maintenance, uses untrained pilots, then the authority can investigate and suspend their operations. So approval is conditional but not permanent. The next section is 9.1.8, Amendment of AOC. This section is about changing and updating the certificate. When amendment is needed, when the airline wants to add new aircraft, open new routes, change the types of service and expand operations process, the airline must submit a request providing supporting documents and wait for approval. Bakit ito importante? Because every change affects safety. For example, adding new aircraft type means bagong piloto, new maintenance procedure, so the authority must review it first. Next section is 9.1.9, Surrender or Cancellation. This section explains what happens when operations stop. There are two situations: voluntary surrender, airline decides to stop the business, or cancellation by authority due to violation of safety issues. The requirements of this is to turn the AOC and to stop all operations immediately. For example, if an airline closes due to financial problems, it must officially surrender their certificate. This prevents the illegal operations. Next section is 9.1.10, or suspension or revocation. This section explains disciplinary actions. The types is suspension and temporary and stop and revocation, permanent cancellation. The reason of this is the safety violations, poor maintenance, unqualified personnel, breaking aviation laws. For example, if inspections find serious safety issues, flights may be stopped immediately. Safety is always the top priority. Next, section 9.2.1, Application for Certificate. Before operating, the airline must apply. What must be submitted? Company structure, aircraft details, safety manuals, and training programs, maintenance system. The purpose of this is to prove that the airline is organized, prepared, and capable of safe operation. This is the foundation of the approval. The next section is 9.2.2.1, or the pre-application phase. This is the first step. What happens here? The airline meets the aviation authority, they discuss requirements. What is the purpose? To guide the airline before applying. And this avoids mistakes later. And next section is 9.2.2.2, formal application. Now the airline officially applies. Ano nga ba nangyayari? Pag anong mangyayari pag nasubmit na lahat ng documents? They start the formal evaluation. And then next is 10.2.3, document evaluation. This is very detailed review. Anong nga check dito sa section na to? Ang check dito is safety manuals, standard procedures, and training programs, and maintenance systems. Ang goal nito is to ensure that they ensure that everything meets the standard if documents are incomplete or application is delayed. Next section, 9.2.2.4, demonstration and inspection. This is one of the most important steps. What happens if the airline must show actual operations such as test flight, crew performance, and ground operations. Inspector check aircraft condition, pilot competence, and emergency procedures. For example, pilots may demonstrate emergency landing, system failures response, and this proves our real capability, not just theory. Next, 9.2.5, or certification. If all steps are successful, the airline receives the AOC, meaning they are now officially allowed to carry passengers and operate flights. This is the final of approval stage. The next section is 9.2.6, or continued surveillance. Approval does not end the process. What happens if regular inspections, safety audits, monitoring of operations? The purpose of this is to ensure the continuous compliance. Airlines are always under supervision. Next section is 10.2.7, or special authorities. Some operations are more complex. For example, international flights, transport of dangerous goods, especially special aircraft operations. What is the requirements? Extra approval is needed. Not all operations are automatically allowed. Next section is 9.2.2.8, or operations specifications. This is an official document. It contains approval, aircraft types, routes, and operating limits. The importance of this is defines what the airline is allowed to do. It acts as like rule book for operations. The next section is 9.2.9, or management requirements. Airline must have qualified management. The key personnel is the operations manager, chief pilot, maintenance manager, and safety manager. The requirements of this is the proper training, experience, responsibility, and good management to ensure the safe operations. Next is 9.2.2.10, or records and documentation. And this is about the proper record keeping. Record includes the flight logs, maintenance records, training records, and safety reports. The requirements of this must be accurate, must be updated, and must be available for inspection. The importance is to help the record help the track performance, identify problems, support investigators. If it's not recorded, it did happen. And then last, PICAR Part 9 ensures the airline properly approved, safety is checked before approval, operations are controlled and monitored, and records are maintained. And overall, PICAR Part 9 plays a very important role in ensuring that airline operates safely, responsibly, and professionally, and protects passengers, crew, aircraft, and the public. Thank you for listening.
Today we will discuss about PICAR Part 9.2.2.10. It is about the training program. Every air operator is required to establish an approved training program for its personnel. This program ensures that pilots, cabin crew members, dispatchers, maintenance, technicians, and other employees are properly trained and qualified. Training covers both initial and recurrent courses to maintain competence and safety awareness. It also includes emergency procedures, operational standards, and company policies. The training program must meet the standards set by the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, or CAAP. Proper training helps reduce human error and enhances operational efficiency. Through continuous learning and evaluation, personnel can perform their duty safely and effectively. For PICAR Part 9.2.2.11, it is about aircraft maintenance program. It requires operators to establish and approve an aircraft maintenance program. The purpose of this program is to ensure that aircraft remain airworthy and safe for operation. Maintenance activities includes inspections, repairs, placements, and preventive maintenance. In PICAR Part 9.2.2.12, it discusses the minimum equipment list, commonly known as MEL. The MEL specifies which aircraft equipment may be temporarily inoperative without affecting flight safety. It provides guidance on whether the aircraft can continue operating with certain components non-functioning. The list is based on the aircraft manufacturer's recommendations and approved by CAAP. Not every malfunction requires grounding the aircraft immediately. In PICAR Part 9.2.2.13, it is about Maintenance Control Manual. This manual contains policies and procedures for managing aircraft maintenance activities. It provides instructions for scheduling inspections, recording maintenance actions, and controlling repairs. The manual also defines the responsibilities of maintenance personnel. By following standardized procedures, operators can ensure consistency and compliance with regulations. In PICAR Part 9.2.3.1, it requires operators to conduct proving tests before commencing operations. These tests demonstrates that organization is capable of operating safely. They evaluate personnel qualifications, operational procedures, facilities, and aircraft performance. The Civil Aviation Authority closely monitors these tests. Proving tests help verify that all requirements are being met. They also identify any deficiencies that need correction before certification. PICAR Part 9.2.3.2 focuses on validation tests conducted by the authority. These tests are performed to verify the effectiveness of procedures and systems established by operator. Validation tests ensures that personnel are competent and capable of performing their duties. They may involve operational simulations and inspection. Part 9.2.3.3 requires operators to conduct proving flights before receiving approval for operations. These flights are actual demonstrations conducted under realistic operating conditions. During proving flights, aircraft performance, crew coordination, and operational procedures are evaluated. Regulatory inspectors may observe these flights to ensure compliance with safety standards. PICAR Part 9.2.3.4, the authority may conduct en route inspections during flight operations. These inspections are intended to verify compliance with approved procedures and regulations. Inspectors may observe flight rules, documentation, and operational practices. En route inspections self-identify any safety concerns or deviations from standards. They also provide an opportunity for continuous monitoring of airline performance. PICAR Part 9.2.3.5 deals with emergency evacuation demonstrations. Operators carrying passengers must prove that all occupants can be evacuated safely within 90 seconds. These requirements ensures that emergency exits and evacuation procedures are effective. Cabin crew members are trained to assist passengers during emergencies. In some cases, partial demonstrations may be allowed by the authority.
Section 9.3.1.2, which is the Operations Manual. Good day everyone. Today I will discuss the section 9.3.1.2, which is the Operations Manual. The Operations Manual is an important document used by an airline or aircraft operator. It contains the policy, procedure, and instruction needed to conduct a safe and efficient flight operation. It serves as a guide for a pilot, cabin crew, maintenance personnel, and other staff. The manual includes the information about responsibilities, emergency procedure, flight operations, and safety regulations. In simple words, the operations manuals help ensure that everyone follow the same standards and procedure to have a safe and efficient flight. Next is the section 9.3.1.3, which is the training manual program. This manual contains the training requirements and procedure for all aviation personnel such as pilot, cabin crew, dispatchers, and other maintenance staff. Its purpose is to make sure that all employees are properly trained and qualified to perform their duties safely and effectively. The manual includes the initial training, recurrent training, emergency training, and evaluation methods. The training program manual ensures that all aviation personnel have the knowledge and skill needed to perform their duties and maintain the safe and professionalism in the aviation industry. Next is the section 9.3.1.4, which is Aircraft Operating Manual. The Aircraft Operating Manual provides the detailed instruction on how to safely operate a specific aircraft. It includes the information about aircraft systems, limitations, normal procedures, and emergency procedures. Pilots use this manual as a reference before and during flight operation. In short, the aircraft operating manual help the pilots understand the aircraft and operate it safely under the different situation. Next is the 9.3.1.18, which is the passenger briefing cards. The passenger briefing cards are safety cards provided to passengers before flight. This card contain the important information about emergency exits, seat belts, oxygen masks, life vests, and emergency evacuation procedures. They use pictures and simple instructions so passenger can easily understand them. Their their main purpose is to prepare a passenger for emergencies and provide their safety during the flight. Lastly is the section 9.3.1.19, which is the Aeronautical Data Control System. This system manage and control the important aviation data such as the airport information, navigation data, flight procedure, and charts. It ensures that all data used in flight operation is accurate, updated, and reliable. This is important because the pilot and operators rely on correct information for safe navigation and decision making. To conclude, the aeronautical data control system help to maintain the accuracy of aviation information, which is essential for safe and efficient flight operations.